Why did I make that sound? I don't know. We're back. Time is counting. Okay. I had to go eat some watermelon. Anywho, what was I doing? Oh yes, rotating the new gears so that it would fit. Rotate components, axis, Did I move it up yet? I sure didn't. Did I neglect to do that in the position finding? I guess I did. Oh, because the goo got bigger. Duh. I did not take that into consideration. Gonna want to move this. How much space does that leave? That's a good question. I suppose that's enough. Was it 2? I believe it was 2 inches. Why are there 2? I don't know. Outer propeller gear spacing, that's what that is. But it should be divided by 2, so should we, oh, we got plenty of space. Plenty of space, plenty of space. If I don't 1 inch, that means I don't have enough space, right? That means I barely have enough space. Jeez. I suppose I could print the gearbox as part of the vessel. But I don't know. Seems a little dubious. Oh, jeez. Do we have the space between this and the wall? Not very much. That's within the plastic expansion. So I guess the gears are going to have to be a little bit smaller. Oh, 1 inch is really small. Okay, 1 inch is pretty. Oh, wait, no. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Center grid could be. Wait, what am I thinking? No, that's if the gears are 1 inch. The gears cannot be 1 inch. That seems reasonable. Then again, those gears are going to be very small. Suppose the larger one could be larger, or the middle one could be larger, excuse me, which means that could be smaller. I could, well, let's see if they are 1 inch. 1 inch is a nice round number that I would like to have them be. You see, I don't think that spacing is going to work out. Now, if the projection is based on the gear, which I don't believe it is, well, it has to be. So why can't it move? I suppose it's just 4 lines. Sorry, 3 lines and 4 circles. I want some space for the sides. And we do. Oh, we don't have. I don't have enough space. Oh, I make this one like. Ooh, but the top is starting to become a bit of an issue. As well as clearance with the wall. So I suppose 0.75? 0.75 is very small. And that doesn't leave much space for the roof, alone. Let's see. How did I know I wanted to edit that sketch? Wow, that's really thin. And that's the minimum distance. Can I have an offset of an offset? Is that legal? It is. Oh my goodness. It'd be good if this could be centered. And there's a problem. Especially if I rotate it. Now that completely bleaches the wall. And I have nothing to rest it on. And it doesn't really fit in the corner. I suppose we could shrink the wall slightly. The space, that's really small. It's already really small. Do I make it a little larger here and have it touch the ceiling? I don't think so. Right? I guess this backyard is sort of exaggerating our lack of space. How much space do we really have? Quite a bit. Could be much bigger. Do I make the sketch again? I don't want to. Should I? Probably. Larger gear could be bigger, but then spacing is already an issue. I can get tired of this. It's only been 2 hours. It's unbelievable. It hasn't even been 2 hours. It's been like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm losing steam. I'm losing steam. It's because this gear is evil and I'm having to redo things that I've already done. Why? Oh. believe that's 30. Let's go to 40 teeth. I could increase the modulus, which I don't know if that increases the teeth size as well. 22. Maybe the teeth are going to be the same size. Let's make a new go right now and find out before I do anything. So we have it as 1.25. If we change it to 1.5, what is the difference in whatever it's going to be? That's the question. Okay, what are you? You are 0.75. What are you? 0.9. Oh, okay, so they both get larger, which is a bit of an issue. So we get another gear after we delete this one. Nothing's read the sketch. Can still technically drive it around. Good. Another gear, 1.25. It's one of these, but it's going to have to be slightly larger or much larger. We could do 42 and see what happens. It doesn't really increase that much. Especially when these are so small, the gear ratio. Oh, this gear could be smaller. But we're trying to reduce the stress as well. We want to keep the speed 2. That's just a waste of energy if we have a big to a small. But it's to get the height. Let's just see how it fits. Okay, I'm gonna play more music. Bleep at my clap. Hey Siri, play Fire on the Mountain by the Marshall Tucker Band.
Now playing Fire on the Mountain by the Marshall Tucker Band.
Moved my family away from my Carolina home. Had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far it's been hell. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. We were digging and sifting from 5 to 5, selling everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bar. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and sin was star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there.
Why did that take so much power? Like, oh, did I do that one? That can't be that challenging, right? Well, looks like I'm doing it again. Oh, well. Oh, God. Another hour? Another hour goes by and I've made one gear slightly larger? How does it happen like this? Ah! I just gotta make a new sketch and deal with it. I could make a new sketch in 5 seconds. Can we cancel this? Cancel. Yeah, wait. Yeah, operation canceled. Good. You're here. I wish we could line these up. Wait. Nah, I just deleted, don't I? Fire on the mountain. This is the spacing one. It doesn't necessarily mean. And it looks like there's space. We could reduce the internal. Oh, gosh. Coffee's wearing off, I think. I'm losing it. See if we drag this around what I assume is the thing, and we could get a hell of a lot more space. In fact, it's even better than I thought. That's not going to improve anything, right? Well, there's no good plan. Find the mountain. I'm going to name that sketch. I remember it. All 1 billion sketches. I feel like the word sketch is redundant there, but you know, that is what it is. Oh, jeez, oh, jeez. Oh my goodness. Come on. Spacing. The bigger the GUIs are, the less annoying they're going to be, but we already have a bit of a lack of space and increasing. 0.8. 0.8. It could still fit. It would be close. And this is technically a little higher. See that? I don't believe that is an acceptable margin. But then again, if I added the sketch, because the walls really don't need to be. Maybe 0.2. This could be 0.1. This could be 0.075. No, sorry. That's a more acceptable margin. No good with this claim. Alright, let's save this and see how the spacing for the battery ESC works. I definitely can. I gotta keep going despite the lack of coffee. No wonder people get so miserably into there. See, I don't usually have coffee. Ooh, spacing. How far does that go up to? I think we are going to have. Yeah, this can technically bend over the battery, although how good they've been pretty easily. It'll be fine. They're even lower than the motor. Oh, it's gonna melt off the plastic. Sound like a 44 gun. Fire on the mountain, lightning in the air. Golden in heaven, it's waiting for me there. Waiting for me there. No, I want that. I don't want that. Okay, so they technically fit. Everything fit. I need my break. But I still have 11 minutes to go. And I'm not stopping now. Well, the spacing was fun lined up. Now all I really need to do is get those gears in there. Big to small, slower. I am tempted to make the central gear larger, although I really don't have that kind of space. So much friction. And then the pulleys are going out the back of that. Ooh. Sound of the 44 guns down on the mountain, lightning in the air. Yeah, make that 2 inches and then line up perfectly. I don't even have propellers on this thing, man. Does that not line up? Oh, it does. I think it does. I can also go like this to double check. Yep. That's not much space. That's very little space. I guess I can use the sketch. I don't really want to. Okay, I think we're pretty good to go here. I mean, that doesn't touch. That's good. They don't necessarily need to be 2 inches, and they're fairly not that far of a thing, and I can put... Oh. Oh, that's a bit of an issue. Am I going to have to push the motor there? There's not much space to push the motors back. It doesn't give much space for the pulleys. In fact, it gives barely any at all. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh. How am I going to get those in there, man? We're back to our conundrum. No wonder nothing has moved here. Come on now. I mean, there's spacing where the gears are. But then again, the new gigantic gearbox thing. If I could have a pulley, I could do another pulley. Oh jeez, oh jeez. issues. And the herringbone is supposed to keep that in place. If it's a pulley, there's no way to keep it in place unless I put a set screw on the shaft. And I don't want to damage the shaft, and also that's going to create an extra bit of space and off. But this giant gear is just... the only spacing I have is here, but that's ahead of the gear. And that can't be long because it'll interfere with that. So... am I gonna have to do more spacing things? I really don't want to. That is a potential space if it were longer. Oh my goodness, what is that? I'm sorry. That's still one piece. Good. Yeah, putting it there is more of an option. It's not a good option. What's the diameter of the screen gasket I borrowed? It's approximately 0.1, so the pulley would have to be at least like 0.3. There's no way that's 0.3. Be really cool if it was though. Oh my god, it's 0.7. That's just because it isn't lined up. Or if we know the spacing from here to there, 0.6, and I'm gonna say a third. It's 0.7, so no, it doesn't have to fit there. It's gonna be farther out that way, so it doesn't necessarily have to fit with either of those things. But this side, a bit more challenging. Reducing the size of that gear could make it possible to line it up against there, which would give us more space behind the shaft. I think that's the best option, because I know the pulley for this. Why can't I do a pulley for that? Oh, because I want to keep the thing on the thing. So much to consider. With 4 minutes left, I gotta figure out the way forward for my next hour. Oh my goodness. I need to fold my laundry. This needs to get longer. Or this needs to go back. I could afford to sacrifice a little more space. With that inferior stuff, I already spent the last God knows how long moving stuff back. But I feel like there could be enough space. That's definitely not. That's definitely too close. These could be, can they be mounted? Oh. No, suppose not. God, and they give us all this junk here? Suppose they could be ahead and this could go back, but that really... There's just not that much space. And I'm not sticking those wires in that mess of gears. there. There's gonna be shafts there. I can't put it there. See, what you're not seeing is my thoughts. So, let's see, I'm not talking. Goodness gracious. How many seconds? 2 minutes? 3 minutes? Where? Because, it's getting a little tight in the front. Because we already don't have enough. Yes, we do. It'll have to be off center, but we can make that work. And that's just like a small fraction of an inch that it's digging in. Alright, let's say we move the motor back a quarter of an inch, which is approximately that far. How much is that colliding? If it's sticking out the bottom, then it's bad. It's not. And then we really could have this lifted up to here, I suppose. And even it could even be angled slightly. I'm gonna mirror the other motor's components. Just give me 1 second. And I could have the wires for the control stick up there and mount the receiver on the top or something. It's seeming more plausible. Would it be a good idea to have... I don't want the battery next to all of it. Well, whatever. It's the same spacing. We can look it out later. Because the wires don't really like to bend. Can't create a copy. Well, why not? I guess I'll just insert 2 more. Component test. Internals, ESC, insert. Then you break, so you can move it around. Insert component, battery, insert. Oh, there's my timer. I can work out the spacing. I did waste a few precious minutes earlier. Technically, it fits. It's really sort of technical. I don't like how close they are. But if I have them touching, I need a good way to access them. So the gearbox can't be that long. Or I'll just have to be able to scoot the batteries forward once they're unplugged. And will I be able to access the plug that's under the gearbox? No. Which means I need a way to remove the gearbox to unplug the battery. Well, the batteries go on top, but that makes it top heavy. I just don't have that much space to work with. I could leave a channel in the gearbox to access the plugs, but there's not that kind of space in there. Or it just doesn't end up being that big. Because really, I'm hoping that I can have it halfway up the battery, which means if that cuts off there, then I can disconnect the batteries. But I want to be able to move the gearbox. And a drain plug would be nice. Although I can't guarantee it won't leak. Well, my time went off. I'm gonna go do my stuff for a bit, and then I'll come back and think about this. Is exactly what the brakes are for. It's exactly what they're for. Let me just have this be saved, and it's saved, so we can